this is a wet spot that we're going to be filling in to bring it up so it can be farmed a lot better, tiled more efficiently. Dad and I are out here. We've dug a ditch out to here from the main ditch, and I've got our little Ex60 that we call Lil Dick. I've got him, and I'm making tributary ditches to the main ditch that we just dug. It's a temporary ditch. It's not going to stay here forever. Once we fill everything in, get it retiled, everything gets leveled back out, and this will be farmed productively, not have to deal with mud. So I've got Lil Dick, and I'm just going through, and I'm basically digging these little shovel ditches, basically. It's only going about 4 or 5 inches deep, nothing serious, because we're supposed to get a lot of rain tonight, and we wanted to make this so it drains so we can start working on this next week. And we know if we don't get this drained and we get all that rain, it's going to be a mess. So what I'm doing is digging these, and I'm going to try to actually get quite a bit of the acreage covered with trench so that when it does rain, it has somewhere to go, kind of like a rain gutter on a roof. So what I do is I dig a little bit, and then I swing side to side, and I use the bucket teeth to kind of rip through the ground, and they actually dig little, I don't know, little slots, and the water actually finds those slots and ends up in my main trench that I'm digging. Works out pretty good. And of course there's no crops out here, and it's all going to get tore up anyway, so we're not really too worried about how it ends up, because it's all going to be graded off and disced up and made nice again once we get the sand hauled in and underneath the topsoil. We're going to build this up about 16 inches by the time we're all said and done with it. So that'll do away with this wet spot. That'll give plenty of cover to get a good tile job done. And it should solve all the problems with this farm. We've done a lot of this over the years. My Uncle Jamie and I and my dad and Alex and John have actually got a lot of experience doing this. We've done a lot of it in Walkerton, Indiana. We've done like 25 acres. Cut the topsoil out, brought in sand, put the topsoil back on, and tiled it. And it made a farm out of the farm. So, I mean, they're not making any more farm ground, and so you got to pretty much manage what you have and make it profitable. And when it's got a foot of water on it in the middle of July, that's not very profitable farm ground. Which this was wet all season last year. I don't actually farm it, a friend of mine farms it. It's just so wet and nasty out here, it's kind of hard to hold grade too. I mean, especially with an excavator with a small undercarriage. I don't have much footprint like I do with the 200 or the 270. Kind of the idea here is just to make a path of least resistance for the water to find and flow to our temporary ditch. The problem is right now my tracks are kind of making little dams along the sides. It'll eventually soak back in and find its way though. Projects where it's only going to get worse before it gets better. I mean, I know it looks like a disaster right now, and I'm just tearing the hell out of this field, But when it's all said and done, and they're out here with a 24-row planter planting corn, not getting stuck, getting over it, then you can look back on the mess that you did have and realize that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. We'll make her pretty again. It doesn't help these sand hills. There's quite a bit of water up in these sand hills too. Must be a little bit of natural spring activity in this one behind me, because it is just saturated all the way around it. Kind of interesting. You never really think that there's a water in a sand hill, but we tiled through some sand hills in North Liberty. We ran 2 8-inch tiles through this one sand hill, and to this day they still run full streams of water. Even when it's hot out, hot and dry out, they still pour water. It's pretty impressive. There has to be a natural spring or something in them. And that was probably 8-9 years ago we tiled that. The last I knew, they were running still full. Might have to run back down there and dip a little out. It's kind of hard to tell when it's dry or dry for a little ways, and then you start gaining some water. I need GPS on my hoe. That'd be really nice to have right now. The water will build up and find its way out. Just giving it a little less resistance of a path. Like there's just like 2 little ridges down there. I'd probably go down there and kick them with my boot and get them to drain. But I don't want to go very deep because I don't want to really fluff it up and get wet spots and stuff. I just want to stay kind of on top. Might be a slight compaction issue out here too. Seems a little hard in spots. Definitely has been a nice addition to the herd of Hitachis we already have. It definitely came in handy. He's the smallest out of all of them, that's why I call him Lil Dick. I'm sure when my mom sees the counterweight sticker, she's gonna be like, Brandon, you should peel that off. People are gonna be offended. No they won't. I think if somebody walks up and sees it, they're going to laugh. Because it's funny. Really, I don't mean nothing dirty about it. Just his name, Lil Dick. Oh, now the water finally broke through down there, so that's a good thing. I don't have to go down there and kick it with my boot. It'll wash now. going to dig back into this hill a little bit back here, just so we can, if there is any water coming out of it, it'll help it drain. Oh, too far. I always forget what hole I'm in. Kind of in a rhythm with the 200, you know how far you can move the trench and be able to reach where you left off. In this little hole, you're like, oh, I can only go that far each time. By bringing a little water back with me each time, it's gonna slow the flow down on this trench so that it's not blowing the bank out in our temporary ditch down there. So I want water to flow, but I don't want it to flow real fast, so I'm kind of just trying to dig it in level, really. That should be far enough. So I'm going to move over and take me another swipe over there. That one don't have to be nearly as long as this one, because we're on a high ridge right here. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, give me a like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. So I will see you and talk to you on the next one. Well, I guess I don't really see you. I guess I see you around. People come up to me all the time like, we really enjoy your videos. We're glad to see what you're doing. And it's nice to see somebody local getting out there on YouTube. So I enjoy doing it. So anyways, thanks for watching.